This is meteorologist Mark Mullner for February 22nd, 2012. Let's get right into the weather here. This is for MeteoMark. So, along the Gulf Coast here, that's where we have a stalled out frontal boundary. Flash flood warnings continue across the south. We have a stalled thunderstorm line here in North Florida. Here in the northeast, we've got winter storm watches up for central New England, and I'll get more into that. Winter weather advisories back in New York, Pennsylvania for freezing rain and light icing for the day tonight into Saturday. So we'll continue to watch that here in the northwest. This is where we're getting snow levels in the Cascades of Washington and Oregon, lowering to 2,200 feet, possibly as low as 1,800 feet. So we're going to continue to watch that here in the Pacific Northwest. We'll see 2 to 3 inches of rain over the next 36 to 48 hours in the valleys of the Pacific Northwest. So here we have some activity increasing back in Idaho as well as Montana, with winter storm watches and warnings continuing to spread eastward across the northern Rockies. So let's get right into precipitation amounts. 3 to 5 inches here along the Gulf Coast over the next couple days. That's where we'll see the lion's share of the rain, and they don't need any more rain along the Gulf Coast here. So also here in the northeast, there's where bullseye precipitation here in New England with the snowfall totals, and I'll get more into those snowfall totals with light icing here in the mid-Atlantic for your Saturday morning. Here back into the Pacific Northwest, there's that 2 to 3 inches of liquid precipitation. That translates to areas above 1,750 feet, 18 to 32 inches in these Cascade Mountains, just east of Portland and east of Seattle. So watch out for that in the mountain passes. Here, let's take a look at the New England storm for this weekend. We'll have this storm wrap up as the low pressure moves off the coast. It will really begin to clip New England later tomorrow. However, if you take a look here in the mid-Atlantic states, that's where we'll see some light icing across this area of Pennsylvania, New York, parts of Maryland, northern Virginia. Light icing likely, 0.1 to 0.2 inches possibly. But it's here in central New England from Worcester up to Concord, just west of Boston. We don't think Boston will get the highest snow totals. Heading on into western and down eastern Maine. That's where we'll see the 7 to 11 inches of snowfall, and some snowfall accumulations of probably a couple inches down here on Long Island in parts of eastern New York, but we're not looking at any major totals outside of that 7 to 11 band that develops across that central area as that low pressure kicks up off the coast. So let's take a look at temperatures. The theme is you're going to see from the west coast here, although a little cooler in the Pacific Northwest with those systems that are moving in, you're going to see moderating temperatures across most of the country. Look at these temperatures. We're not seeing any major Arctic air outbreaks across the northern U.S., even though we'll see a negative NAO index and a negative AO Arctic Oscillation Index. You'll continue to watch these temperatures move across the nation, and you'll see return flow of warm air across the Mississippi River Valley to the southeast, 50s and 60s spreading their way across this area. I think our chances for any more major winter storms are slowly coming to a close across much of the nation, and we'll continue to watch that, even 40s snaking their way all the way up into the mid-Atlantic region by early next week. And no major shots of cold air across the eastern portion of the country or the north central plains and the Pacific Northwest. That's going to do it. Oh, and NAO index here staying negative, as well as the Arctic Oscillation. Arctic Oscillation actually going towards -5 by the end of the forecast period through mid-March. So that's a bit puzzling, because you'd think we'd see colder temperatures with this type of scenario, but we're actually seeing warmer above normal temperatures. I'm meteorologist Mark Mullner. Like us on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Bloomington to Elmira in the northern 2 counties of Pennsylvania.